Aloha.
Aloha. Aloha, everybody in Chicago.
Great to have you here with us at the All Things Organic Show.
It's great to be back. We were here last year, and it's a little bit cooler this year. It's nice.
But you brought the warm weather with you, with your wonderful smile.
Great. Thank you.
You have this wonderful product, 100% organic, noni fruit leather,
Right.
and it's not only good for us humans, but also I hear you got this new line that's good for pets. Tell us about that.
Well, last year we were here. We've been doing it for 20 years. We've always had our noni fruit leather and our 2 lotions for humans. About 4 years ago, we had a lot of people contacting us using it on their dogs, cats, and horses. And so we have been working with about a dozen veterinarians nationwide who have been using it now, and it's tremendous for animals. So last March, we introduced it after working with the veterinarians with a pet label for the noni fruit leather and the lotion. And what I've been getting over the last 6 months are people with just the quality of life in older animals, taken internally 2 to 3 days, joint function, diet, activity, the running and jumping. The lotion topically gets rid of all kind of open lesions, rashes on dogs and cats. It's safe if they lick it internally. So there's many uses. Same thing for people, but very, very safe, natural way of healing on animals.
It also has a very long shelf life, and it's very compact. You can take it with you. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it has. We had clinical research done 15 years ago where they actually had our raw noni fruit leather, which is raw food. We dehydrate it below 115 degrees, has over a 2-year shelf life. And there's no additives, there's no preservatives, it's pure noni. A lot of people are familiar with noni as a fermented juice. I grow it as an organic farmer in Hawaii. And if you look at the traditional use, they never fermented noni and drank it. And if you think about it logically, they didn't have glass jars 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago. They picked the fruit off the tree. When it got ripe in 2 days, they ate it. That's how it was used. When you juice it and ferment it, there's been clinical research that shows you destroy 50% of the value. So the fruit leather is much more potent, easy to use. You can travel with it, and you can use it from babies to older people to dogs, cats, and horses.
I actually read some of your testimonials that you received on your website, and I was very amazed at the results that people got.
Again, it's been an eye-opener for us. In the first 20 years on people, we learned from people calling us with different ailments that they've used it on that we had never considered it. The same thing's happening now with horses and dogs and animals. I didn't know on horses, I didn't know what scratchers or dew poisoning is. There's a bacterium name on it, but it's a very common infection that the horses get on their legs. They get open lesions, and it's very painful. When they apply our lavender noni lotion, stable full of horses, 3 to 4 days, it goes away. It's cured. There's no allopathic drug to get rid of it. Hot spots on ticks and fleas on dogs, 2 to 3 days, heals. Dogs that have dermatology problems where they scratch and itch, when they start taking the fruit leather internally, applying the lotion topically, 3 to 4 days, they stop. It goes away. So it's many uses and very safe. And we actually developed, I'll show you real quick. This is the bottle of the lotion. We have a different applicator for humans, but we worked with the veterinarians and we came up with a long spout to be able to get it underneath the fur of animals, long-haired, short-haired animals. As I said, it's safe if they lick it internally. It's just 99.2% noni in a water base, a little bit of organic lavender, and grapefruit seed extract. That's it. There's no other compounds in it. There's nothing to harm the animals. It only heals. And again, there's 165 compounds in the pulp of noni. That is why it's so broad-based. I personally have seen that it's more effective than aloe vera for burns. I've seen people use it as antibacterial, antifungal for fungal infections. So psoriasis, atopic dermatitis with extreme eczema, any kind of skin rash to sunburn. You can actually put this in your mouth on cold sores. And even people can use the same one that we use on animals on people. It's the exact same lotion, different label, and different bottle. That's it. So
That's wonderful. I think it's great that you're here and that you have this new line. And like you said, it's not only good for you, and it's also good for your pet. And it's, like you said, you could put it in your mouth. You could feel confident that you're not going to get some sort of poison or anything that's going to harm you. Right. So,
well, on my island for centuries now, hunters have fed their dogs raw noni as a preventative. It kills parasites and worms and gets rid of heartworms. But also, what I've talked to my local vet, who's he's a licensed vet, holistic vet. He knows that the dogs are healthier, and so, and the traditional use was to eat noni every day as a immune booster. It keeps you from getting sick. So you can eat it, or you can feed it to your dog. It keeps them from getting sick.
Our pets are part of our family too, and people
Yeah.
want their pets to be healthy just like us.
Yeah, great.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, thank you. It's great to be in Chicago.
About 20 years ago, my wife Betty and I started an organic farm in Canada. Over the years, Naturally Nutritious Foods has grown into a large family organic farm, a processing plant, and exporters of organic grains and seeds all over the world. So over the past couple of years, Dennis and Gail, Betty and I have worked together to bring you healthy, nutritious products. Us as the grower, Dennis as the developer and processor of these sprouted grains, right from the farm to your family's plate.
I'm standing here with Dennis Barker, president of Biocentral Botanicals, who has some wonderful products. I actually had a chance to taste some of them. Tell me about your product and about germination and sprouting.
I've been in the botanical and sprouting industry for over 25 years. The reason we germinate seeds and grains is because the exceptional nutritional differences it makes in a germinated product. We talk about a lot of the reasons. We talk about soil depletion, where there's simply not enough minerals in the foods that are produced these days. We talk about the aspect of over-processing of foods. We're taking all the nutrients out. We talk even about drug interactions where they interfere with our ability to digest and process foods. But we really never talk about the real reasons. And there's two of them. One of them is that in the hull or bran of every seed, every grain, and every pulse is a substance called phytic acid. And phytic acid does one thing. It chelates or binds with minerals, calcium, magnesium, zinc, and iron in the intestinal tract, and your body cannot access those minerals. The second reason is nature designed seeds for one purpose, to grow a plant, not to feed you and I. And in order to do that, it locks down the nutrition and puts all kinds of chemicals and enzyme inhibitors to prevent and interfere with your ability to digest that plant. When you germinate a seed, a mini miracle takes place. The enzymes increase approximately 800%, the vitamins up to 1,000%, the ORAC, which is a measurement for the antioxidants in a seed or a grain, more than doubles. But most importantly, the enzyme inhibitors, the phytic acid, the lectins, the trypsin inhibitors, they are reduced to almost zero. The result is a food that not only has lots of nutrients, but one that is very easy for the body to digest and utilize those nutrients. And we do a lot of work with the oil seeds, flaxseed and chia seed, which are very rich in omega-3 fatty acids. And in our society today, that's especially important because we're not getting enough in our diet. Scientific opinion is pretty much agreed that the best ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 is a ratio of 4 to 1. And in our present diet, it goes as much as 20 to 1 to 50 to 1 omega-6s to omega-3s. And it's making us sick and it's making us unhealthy. To give you an example of how it's difficult to get that in a diet, chocolate chip cookies. We all eat them, we all enjoy them, but a chocolate chip cookie has a ratio of 187 omega-6s to 1 omega-3. A bag of potato chips is 62.5 to 1 omega-6 to omega-3. The good oil, olive oil, that we're supposed to do all the cooking with because it's healthy, is 17.5 to 1 omega-6 to omega-3. We don't have a chance. So we need to supplement our diets with good plant-based omega-3s from flaxseed or chia seed to restore that balance. And it's very important when we buy flaxseed or chia seed that it's germinated.
What you're saying is so true. I'm learning as I'm talking with you myself about sprouted because also not only does it taste good, but there's also a longer shelf life. Is this correct?
That's correct. When we sprout flaxseed, We can get a 4-year shelf life from it because of the process that we use. It's a proprietary process, and I would add that the process that we've developed over 25 years of business is unique to our particular brands. There's other products on the market, but they don't do it the same way we do, and the quality is not the same.